Today, I'm going to share with you the infamous shower scene. All good 90s movies, well, maybe not all, but most action movies in the 90s had gratuitous nudity. And well, so does this story. So the scene was 1993. We were in Somalia. We were at the end of a 4-month deployment. I'll talk another time about a lot of the other things that happened. But on this night, we had been moved from the university compound over to Sword Base to make room for our replacements moving into the university. And so we were in basically a tent city set up, just waiting to ship out a couple days later. So when we first moved into this camp, it was mostly just a big empty space where we were going to be. It had a wall around it, so that felt good, felt a little safe. And there were a bunch of boxed GP medium tents, the big green canvas tents you always see in military pictures. So they were all in boxes, so we had to set them up. So we were setting up these tents, and anyone who's ever set one up knows the top bar often doesn't go together very well. So we were struggling putting up one of our tents, so this was the tent I was staying in, and we were right by the wall on the side of the base. And so we were thinking, well, we just need to bang this against something. So we're like, okay, well, let's bang this post against the wall. That should, help it come together. So we, like 2 or 3 of us, we run this post into the wall, and it goes right through the wall. So then we started looking around and noticed a lot of smaller holes, about the size of a bullet in this wall. So our feeling of security went down a little bit then. But we got our tents set up, and we were there for a few days. And so they set up a shower tent up near the front wall, where they actually had, like a water pump and a heater. I mean, it was a nice, hot, high-pressure shower. I think the first hot, high-pressure shower we'd had in 4 months. So we were liking that. So anyway, one night, me and a couple buddies were up there, and we're taking showers. And this was inside. It was kind of like, if you remember the old TV show MASH, where they had like kind of chest-high walls separating everyone, and you had the pull chain to turn on water, and it was kind of like that. So we were in there, and we're showering and chatting and whatever, and then we start hearing gunfire. Now, again, we'd all been in country for 4 months at this point, and it had turned into a combat deployment while we were there. So we had heard everything, and we could identify most weapons by sound. So we hear what sounded like an AK-47 start shooting, probably from across the street. Now, random AK-47 fire was normally nothing to worry about. Happened all the time. So we didn't, we were like, okay, well, we'll, wash a little faster, but didn't think much about it. Then right after that, we heard an M60 on a tower that was almost right above the shower tent start shooting back. So we're like, okay, they've got this. No big deal. Well, then, how long later, I don't know. I think it was only seconds later. Then we heard what sounded like a Soviet 52 caliber, so a heavy machine gun, start firing from across the road. And an American 50 caliber, a Modus, start shooting back. And we're like, so that was probably, a weapon that big was probably technical based. So, which is basically an old Toyota truck with a heavy machine gun in the back. They were everywhere. So if there's a technical involved, that's more serious. They're really putting something in it. So at that point, we're like, okay, shower's over. Started rinsing off. And then a second or two after that, before we were rinsed off, so probably just moments later, an RPG hits the wall near the shower. On the other side, so shrapnel didn't come in, at least it didn't come through our tent, but it doesn't matter. Before the sound finished, I'm sure we were all, down in the soapy water. We hit the dirt. And then at that point, it's like, no more shower. We all just grabbed our towels and just ran. There was no putting shorts on, wrapping a towel around you. There was just 3 naked infantrymen hauling ass through the tents as fast as we could, because we knew what the walls were made of, and we knew that our helmet and flak vest and weapon were at the other end of the camp. So we were running, and I remember as we're running, it's at moments like that, everything's in slow motion. When you're actually running full speed, you can't look around, right? But I remember looking around, so it was probably just a glance, but everything's kind of in slow motion. And I remember looking up while we're running through these tents, and seeing green tracers go this way. So I'm running this way. Green tracers are going this way. Orange tracers are going that way. An RPG kind of sputtering across. And it's like, holy crap. And then my buddy and then I look beside me, my buddy's not there anymore. And I'm like, oh crap. And I turn around and I stop and I turn around and he's sitting on the ground. He had hit the guy wire of a tent and done a full flop over it. Had a red mark across his chest and was sitting there naked in the dirt. And I'm just like, see ya! And I kept running. And that's pretty much the story. That's my shower scene from Somalia. Hope you enjoyed it.